Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to replace the screen on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. As you can see, the screen is just flashing like crazy. This guy said he dropped his phone 6 inches from the floor and it broke right there. But after the screen gets replaced, this phone will be working just perfectly fine. All right, let's get right into it. Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra screen repair. All right, so here we have the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. And as you can see, this is where it hit right here and it hit right here. Here's the back of the Galaxy S23 Ultra. As you can see, the back of the phone is perfectly fine. This cell phone looks almost exactly like the S22 Ultra. When you feel it in your hand, that's when you can notice a difference. This phone seems to be thicker on the sides, and this thing is like flat right here on the sides. The S22 Ultra seems like it has more of a curve on the sides. All right, so let's get right into the parts. This is gonna be the part right here. Now this is what they call a service pack, and this screen right here actually costs $265. In my store, I'm actually charging $375 for this. And as you can see, here's the part, comes with the frame. So let's do some quick numbers. $375 for the charge, $265 for the parts. It's gonna be $110 in profit. This phone is probably gonna take me about 45 minutes to repair. So this is actually gonna be the first time I'm gonna repair a S23 Ultra phone. But since I already know how to repair Samsung phones, I don't need to be trained on to repair new cell phones. I already know how to repair them, right? All right, so the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna take off this back cover. And the way that we take off this back cover is I'm gonna use some heat, and I'm gonna blow some heat around the edges of the phone, and I'm gonna use this flimsy tool like this to get in between the back cover and the metal frame. Then I'm gonna use poker playing cards to go all the way around, and then this back cover will just come off like that. Let me show you guys how it's done. First, let's take out the S Pen because I don't want to heat up this S Pen and have problems later. All right, so here we have the back cover finally taken off. As you can see, the back cover is perfectly fine, didn't crack during the process. Using poker playing cards are not gonna scratch the back cover. Sometimes some people on YouTube make videos and they end up using like a razor blade to take the back cover off or something sharp, and they end up scratching the phone. The thing is that they're not repairing customers' phones, right? They're doing it for YouTube videos, right? But since I'm a real repair person and I run an actual business, you know, I don't want to make more damage to someone's personal cell phone. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do after the back cover is taken off, as you can see, this phone has a bunch of screws. As you can see, the screws are all around right here and all right there. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take them all out. All right, so we got all the screws taken out, and as you can see, I kind of pulled them out in a certain order and laid them out. And the reason why I was doing that is because I wanted to see if these were all gonna be the same size, which I can verify. These screws are all the same size. But I did notice that this does have one black screw that's right here. So let me see if that one's a different size. It looks like it's thinner, but since it's the color black, I'm just gonna put it right there in its original spot when I go to reassemble the phone. So I'll kind of put it right here on the side. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna start unplugging things. So you can see we can unplug this. We'll unplug this right here. We'll take this out Just go down here, unplug on the bottom. I'll get my tool like this. I'll just go on the side somewhere. There we go. This thing will lift up. This thing will lift out. All right, I had to answer the phone. I'm running my business right now. It's on a Friday. It's like almost 12 noon. All right, so I do see that there's something sticky right here, I guess. There we go. You just peel it off just like this. All right. So this thing is off. Now we're going to, I can see there's one more screw right here. Probably missed that. All right, we'll just unplug this connection and we'll take off this plastic piece right here. All right, go from the side. There we go. This thing actually came out pretty easy. This right here seems to be the ear speaker right here. It's just has a plug-in pop-in connection, as you can see. There's also some type of contact point that it makes right here, probably right here. Those two little points. Anyways, we'll put this aside too. We'll unplug the battery right here, and then I'm gonna test the screen. Before I do all this work, I wanna see if the screen actually works fine, because I don't wanna waste time in this, you know, the screen, it's a bad screen or something like that. So I'm gonna unplug this, and I'm gonna unplug this cable right here, because this is the actual screen connection right here. I'm gonna grab my part. And as you can see, you plug in this wire right here, right there. There it is. And then we're just gonna plug this screen right into the motherboard right here. Plug in the battery, and then power the phone on. Press right here, make sure it makes contact, and there we go. Let's wait for the phone to boot on. This thing still has like a wrapper on it. See, there you go. All right, so as you can see, this screen is good to go. This repair is going to be good to go. Always remember to put this, if you peel this plastic piece off, always make sure to put it right back onto the phone, because you don't want to scratch the screen, right? You don't want to scratch your brand new screen. So what we're going to do is unplug the battery, unplug this. Now we can start transferring stuff one by one into this phone. The whole game plan is gonna be, we're just gonna transfer everything you see in here and just transfer it right in here into this new screen and frame. And we're gonna start off right here, unplugging this. We'll unplug this. We'll unplug this cable, unplug it here at the bottom. And we'll transfer over first the bottom charging port area. You're gonna need to eject the SIM tray right here at the bottom of the phone. Now, you probably have, whenever, if you're somebody that's not in the business and you're just at home, look in the box of the phone that you bought. You should have one of these in here. And then this thing comes out like this. You need to take this out, because otherwise this piece won't come out. This thing will be in the way of it coming out, right? All right, so this thing has what, 1, 2, 3 screws. We're gonna take out these 3 screws. All right, so we have the 3 screws taken out. Now we can just lift this thing up just like this. And this is the charging port. This is what I like about these Samsung phones, that the charging ports are easy to replace. They're just little these generally cost like 10 bucks. So if you ever have charging port issues and you need to get your port replaced, or even your SIM card reader, it's all in the same part. All right, so we take this and we just put it right in here. You're gonna want to tuck this in like this, and then put the 3 screws back like this. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, that was easy enough, right? Now what we're gonna want to do is take out this motherboard right here. We're gonna take our tool like this, unplug the remaining connections that you see here, right here. Unplug the 5G antenna like this. We'll unplug the front selfie camera. And this last one right here, this other, I think that's for the stylus flex pen cable. And then this thing should just kind of wiggle out. Yep, this thing came out easy. So that's the motherboard. We'll put this over here to the side. So what do we have left? We have the battery, and here it looks pull out. I guess these things have pull tabs now. Oh. I'm curious to see how easy this battery is going to take out. Okay, so what we're going to do first is let's take out these 5G antennas right here. See this green thing right here? We're going to transfer it to here, and this thing right here, we're going to transfer it over to right here. Let's do that first. So this one is just being held in probably just by some adhesive, right? So I'm gonna blow some heat right here, and then I'll pull this out. All right, so I'll grab my tool again. Wow, this thing comes out like that. You guys can see the stickiness thing to it. And then we'll just put this right there. There we go. This one right here has some screws. There's 2 screws. Blow a little bit of heat. All right, so I'll get my tool like this and lift this thing out. Wow, that was like actually easy to take out. You didn't even need heat. All right, so there is some adhesive on this part right here. So on this screen, there's no part where you can screw the screws back in, but that's fine because this thing is gonna plug into the motherboard anyways, and that's how it gets to work, right? So we're gonna have to leave the screws behind on this. As you can see, since this phone is still so brand new, and these screens and frames are brand new, these screens probably didn't come with these screw holes right here, but that's fine. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the front selfie camera, and as you can see, if you look closely, there's some silicone that's on the sides right here, and we need to break through that silicone in order to take the front selfie camera out. And the way that we do that is with a pair of tweezers. You see, we have the nice sharp straight side right there. Let's go like this, right through the side. Do not puncture the camera itself because you don't want it to stop working, right? So we'll just break through the silicone. There we go. Got one side out. Let's get the other side. There we go. As you can see, the silicone on the sides. The other one is still on there pretty good. All right, so then we'll just take this thing out. There's like a little piece of wrapper in there. There you go. Just take that out. This thing is trash. All right. How about let's put this aside, because we'll put the motherboard in first and then we'll put the camera in afterwards. So the final thing that we have to take out from this broken screen seems to be the battery. So I'm gonna blow some heat on this side. Some people use like a heat mat, right? I'll just blow heat there, and I'm gonna use some alcohol and put it on the side. So all right, so the phone is a little bit warm. Put some alcohol down the sides. What the alcohol does is it eats up the adhesive that's underneath the battery. I'll see how this pull tab works. Wow, this thing actually comes out so much easier than normal Samsung phones. I don't even think you need alcohol to take these out anymore then. Cause there's actually no adhesive left on on this part down here. The adhesive is actually still on this, on here. See? Look at that. This is actual adhesive. The battery was easy to take out. All right, so we don't need this anymore, and I'll put new adhesive in here when I go put the battery back. So that's something new on the phones. See, here's the broken screen. Put this aside. We don't need this anymore. I'll put it over here, out of the way. Let me dry this off real quick. All right, so I got my little rag right here. All right, so the next time I repair this phone, I'm gonna try it without using alcohol. I don't even think you need alcohol to even take this battery out. All right, so let's start putting this phone back together, right? All right, let's start off with the motherboard. Put this right here. There you go. We'll put the front selfie camera in. You can take the silicone off if you want to. Sometimes when you buy these screens, there's silicone in there, and sometimes you have to get it out in order for the front selfie camera to fit. There we go. We'll plug this in since we're already doing it, since we're already up in this area. We'll plug in the connections right here. You get closer, as you can see, we'll plug this one in. There it is. I felt it and clicked. We'll plug this 5G antenna in. Feel it with your hand and your nail. We'll plug in this right here. I felt it plug in. All right, so let's install the battery. So I'm just gonna cut some strips and tape this battery back in. All right, so I have my red tape right here. This is strong double-sided adhesive. I actually buy this off of eBay, and we'll just cut some strips. And the reason why you want to replace the adhesive, because if you don't do this, then you have a battery that's in there and it'll just jiggle around, right? People go to the gym with their phones, people go running with their phones, and then you're gonna have some battery that's gonna be clonking in all around everywhere, right? And then customer probably thinks that you're gonna be doing a bad job, right? All right, so now we can just put the battery right back into the phone. All right, now we can just start plugging in this 5G antenna. Okay, so we're gonna plug in the remaining connections. Plug this in. We'll take our cable right here. As you can see, the arrow is going up, right? take our last cable. You can go ahead and just plug in the battery. That's fine. Take our SIM tray. We can put it in here just like that. All right, so now we have these that we need to put back. I'll start off with putting this one in here first. So this one is gonna go just like this. There we go, and then plug this thing in. All right, and then we'll plug in this down here. This seems to be the loudspeaker at the bottom. This is the speaker right here. Probably goes through these little holes. All right. You hear it snap in. And then we'll plug in this right here. You can see there's a couple of connections left. Plug that in, plug that in. All right, and as you guys remember, there's no screw holes left on the new screen, and so we can't reuse these two screws. Put them aside. So what we have left is to put back all these screws. And remember this one single black screw. We'll put the black screw in first. I remember it was at the top left. It was this one right here, I remember. And then we'll go ahead and put all the rest of the screws in. All right, so it's time to put the back cover on. And this phone is so new that my supplier actually didn't have adhesive for this back cover. So I believe the S22 Ultra adhesive will work for this. Let me just try it. All right, so here I have my S22 Ultra adhesive. We'll see if it fits this phone. It's already pre-cut. Goes this way. Yeah, it looks like it does. This thing fits. All right, so we'll use this. S22 Ultra adhesive. Works on the S23 Ultra adhesive. There we are. And that, everybody, is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra cracked screen replacement video. There we go, works perfectly fine. If you guys are interested in making money the way that I make money, how I've been in cell phone repair for roughly about 10 years now, I do have a cell phone repair course, link in the description if you guys would like to learn how you can start your own cell phone repair business. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.